Hi, welcome to Mark's Basement Arcade. Today we are going to be rebuilding the bell for this game. This is one of the point bells. There's only two on this game. I don't know what exactly point bell this is. Otherwise we have this chime here that we'll be rebuilding. First of all, I don't know why I didn't record taking this apart, so I apologize on that. Maybe I did and it's in a different folder. So if we did record it, I'm going to put the video in right here. Otherwise, reverse the video backwards. But this is a really easy thing. I don't know why I didn't record it. I did take a picture of it, so we will look at the picture as soon as we can focus. And there we go. Now you can see why I took it apart. As you can see, the chime is stuck up to the bell. This coil just totally melted. As you can see how this is actually on an angle through the coil like that, because the coil melted. So that is why we got a brand new coil. And yeah, you can see it just melted there. You can see how nasty that bell looked. It's just gross. So that's why we did this. Otherwise, it's going to be the exact opposite of putting it together. We got the bracket, we got the two wires, and we're screwing a bracket to the thing, and then last we will screw the bell on. So I don't know why I didn't record it. If I did record it, it might be on my computer in an actual folder, but I don't think so, because sometimes when I don't put these machines together, I forget I didn't make an intro. I made an intro for the head, but I didn't make an intro for the cabinet. And I believe, well, I have the playfield almost already done on the cabinet. So I think I'm going to be piecing together videos and making a very weird intro for blast stuff. But anyways, let's get back together. So I'm going to tighten this up. I'm going to explain a couple things. This was really rusty due to the melting. I don't know what it did, but this, I went through it and I derusted it. It's got some odd coloring here now from it, but we're cool with that. We got a new coil we're going to be putting on, which is very straightforward and easy. This will go like that. This will go right here. We got two little screws right here. We will put that off to the side because that's for the chime. We'll take these two screws. We're going to screw this back down like that. Not going too crazy right now. Is this going to be able to get in there first? Yes. Okay. So I want to get them both in there. There. And then I'll just do it by hand. There. Okay, now we got this assembled. As you can see, this was up higher, but it was more on an angle like that because that coil had a nuclear meltdown. But you can see right now, we are free. Alright, there's two holes here and a hole right here that match up to that. So this screw has to be removed first. This, as you can see, they just set and slide backwards, and then we can put our screw into the hole that's right there. That will go in first. Now these two. Oh, we're going to fix that hole. That's a stripped hole. That one's good. So we will take a tweezers, wood glue, and a toothpick, and we will fix that hole. You've seen us done before, plenty of times, I'm sure, but we will do it again together. Take my toothpick, break the end off. I just want the fat part of the toothpick. Let's see how far down it goes. It goes down about that far. I'll break that much off. Put my toothpick back in there. Put my toothpick back. We'll take the toothpick, hold it with the needle nose. We'll get some wood glue to come down. This wood glue is a lot thicker than it was, because I was gluing a chair together and I was pouring this out into a bowl so I could paint the wood pieces with glue, and then reassemble them and clamp them together. Take a little paintbrush and you paint all the wood pieces and then stick them together and clamp it together, and then it magically holds. Alright, that's a whole different story. Now we can take our screw, put it back in the hole, and it stops. Now these we will solder back onto here, which is, I got my solder, my cool soldering gun that I got from John of Air Aces on YouTube. This is great for doing lugs. I am sorry for blocking you, but I have to solder this. Ouch, that is hot. That's how hot this thing gets. Gets to a point where I can't even hold it, which is good though. Cool down, please. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ooh, that gets hot. This one should go pretty easy. There we go. Fixed. This is a WEN Model 250 soldering gun. It's probably from the 50s. As you can see, this is the old Bakelite that's not plastic. But as you can see, seconds that was soldered. Right where we're done with the solder. Now we will put the bell back on. And I need a screwdriver for that, which isn't too hard. Put the screw back in for not losing it, because this is a special screw. As you can see, it's got a little shoulder up on top and then threads, which is designed to work with this grommet. That will just sit right on there. We'll put the screw back in. Make sure it threads the correct way. There we go. A lot of times you need to thread it backwards to get it to thread back in correctly. Look at that. I see a short. I'll move it. Look at that. That was rubbing right on the bell, so that I will have to move this harness in a different way. And this wire, I'm going to cut it, pull it out of the harness, and fix it. I'm going to do that off camera because actually I'm going to put a blob of solder on there, and then I'm going to use electrical tape on it. I'm going to solder it to, I can feel some of these wires are broke. I'm going to solder it, put a electrical tape around it, and then move the whole harness, like probably like that. So I think that's what we will do. I put electrical tape on it, and then what do you call it? A zip tie, a small zip tie. There. So what I did is, by soldering it, I just rejoined the few broken wires, and this thing gets so hot that that solder went down all the way in it and penetrated everything. This is, I can feel it's all solid, probably about that much of this connector. So now what we will do is I will get my really good 3M electrical tape, a tiny twist tie, and my side cutters, and we will, this is a good electrical tape, the Scotch Super 33. This is one of the best electrical tapes you can buy. Take a little bit like that. I'm going to take this bell back off just to give me more room. So you get to see like a repair of a repair. That'll give me more room to work. I'm going to use this end first. Get that on there. And what I like about this tape, it's super sticky. It's made by 3M, so it's a quality tape. So if I cut this and then soldered it together and then heat shrunk it, what is really the difference? Alright. But what I learned to do with this type of repair is when I was in the GPS tracking business years ago, I learned put your electrical tape on, and then right in the middle you put a zip tie on, pull it really super tight like that. I am using this to hold the tab, and then I'm pulling up on this really super tight. That will pull it and then snip it. So now we have this good, really good electrical tape. It is, oh, I need that back. It is now, this tape won't unwind itself, but it is now being mechanically held by a zip tie, which keeps it out of its own way. So now I think I'm gonna go in here. So I'm gonna put in our zip tie right there to hold that wire back from the bell to make it out of the way repair. So I don't remember seeing any blown fuses, but who knows? Probably not. But still, it could probably do it because this bracket is isolated. This bell is isolated with a grommet. So there probably really wasn't a short there. But still, why risk it? Now I know for sure that is fixed correctly. It's out of the way, and you can see how far it is away. We are not going to have any risk of any shortage of any kind now. There. And this should ding good. That sounds good. And I will move the camera. There. You can see the good distance we have. This is never gonna fall down into it. So the way I bent it, it's holding itself up. But that was just a light wire. So yeah, that is. It's holding itself up instead of being twisted backwards and touching the bell. But as you can see, the bell is isolated, so I'm guessing there was no potential for a short. But why risk it? You know what I mean? Why risk it? We get the bell, which is isolated by the grommet and the bolt. Nothing, this bracket is really not attached to nothing. I could see of us risking a short is if this grommet disintegrated, which it could do, you know. If this coil melted out again to the point where this plunger was melted and touching the wire inside, and then when the chime would activate, I could see us getting a good short out of it. But the way that was rubbing and the bell being isolated, there's probably no potential of getting a short. So anyways, with that, we have our bell repaired, and it should be working again once I plug the machine together. There should be no reason why it's not working, because we got a new coil, wires are soldered on, the plunger is free to do what it wants to now because it wasn't. The bell is nice and polished and shiny. I can ding it with my finger, and we fixed wiring, the light wiring, so it is not touching the bell anymore. So thumbs up, cool stuff along the bottom. Thumbs up, drop a comment, please like and subscribe, share, and as I usually say, later.